Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Hello, come on in. Hooey. It's Monday night. Hello, everybody. Hello, Pat. How are you? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Everybody, come on in the room. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hmm. Oh, I think I made the camera worse. Wait a minute. Fix that. Got a little blurry. There we go. Well, hello. Do I look blurry to you guys? Might just be my screen needs to be clean, but I think the camera's pretty good on you guys' end. Does the screen look clear for you guys? Hello from Texas. How are you? Thank you for joining. It's still a little blurry. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hold on. I have to do some changes. This right here. Oh, it's right here. That's what it is. Still kind of blurry. Oh, there. Let's try that. Maybe it was the positioning. Okay, let's see that. That seems to be a little better. I think it was the way I had the screen position. Hello, everybody. Hello. Come on in. Let's come on in. See how many people we can get in this room tonight, this Monday night. I like being on YouTube. It's a little different from Facebook. My issue is just getting all my Facebook people over here to YouTube. Well, hello, Robin. Hello. Once people get set on seeing you on one platform, they kind of stay there. So I got to kind of get my Facebook people over here. Yeah, it's getting some I know got to get used to it. Well, this should be a good week. We have made it through the 222-22 shift last week. Yay! I talked to you guys the day before the shift. So here we are after the shift. We made it through. So we're going to kind of talk about what the heck that means a little more in depth. I gave you guys just a little brief talk last Wednesday on my Wednesday wisdom that I did on Instagram and TikTok. But now we're going to kind of go a little bit more in depth in terms of what this means now that we've passed the 222-22 shift, the portal. Come on in the room. Come on in the room, people. Come on, come on, come on. Hello. I see you. Hi to you too. I see some people I remember, some people I'm very familiar with, all of you guys, minus our new Texas person. I recognize all these names. Yes, 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 I do. You guys feeling good today on this mystical Monday? It's the beginning of the week. I know you probably were dragging. I know it probably wasn't the best day for most of us, but just realize it's over. You got through it. You made it. How about that? Mm, you made it. Okay, we're going to wait 2 more minutes, you guys. I always try to go till 10 minutes after to give people a chance to come in. Now, usually when I was doing Facebook, there were a lot more people obviously in the room, which that's not to say that that won't change as we go on tonight. People may come in, but I used to tell you guys on Facebook, like, if you have questions or comments, I used to tell you to save them to the end, just because it would throw me off a little bit if I was in the middle of saying something and, quite a few questions will come in. But I think now I'm going to, go ahead and let you guys go ahead and put them in while or as they come in. If I see them while I'm talking, I'll answer them. Can't guarantee that, but if I glance over there while I'm talking and see it, I'll answer it. So you guys can ask questions during. Because for some reason, when I get to the end and ask you guys for questions, it gets quiet. I think because you guys have already asked the questions and I missed it. So we'll just do it like that tonight. Hello. Okay, we got some more in the room. Some more, some more, some more. We got like 1 more minute, people. One more minute. And thank you guys for sharing the video or letting people know that it's here. Because although people are not on the lives, the replay, people have been watching the replays, which I'm very grateful for that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you guys for starting to comment on my posts on Instagram and Facebook. Because when I spoke to someone about like my social media platforms, and they did kind of like an analysis of my platforms, they looked at how much engagement that I have across the board for each social media platform that I'm on. And so engagement is how many times you guys comment, how many times you guys like something. And initially, it wasn't a lot of engagement. Oh well, right? But now it seems like people are starting to comment or like. I mean, you don't have to, but it's part of a metric that they use to kind of tell you as a creator kind of where you are and what things you may want to, add to your platform or do differently so that you can increase the amount of participation that the people who are following you have the opportunity to, participate in. So it's always good to see that. And I'm always trying to be different. But hey, you guys follow a lot of people, so it gets overwhelming sometimes. And I get it. I totally get it. Okay. All right. So let me get moving. All right. So For those of you who are watching for the first time, my name is Dr. Dawn. I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. And what that means is I'm the go between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Meaning, I get information from beings who are beyond the realm. Okay. We know that G to the O to the D is the big being. Some people call or refer to God as source or spirit. I get information from spirit as well as other beings of light that consist of spirit guides, angels, ancestors, deceased loved ones, multidimensional beings from higher frequencies on different planes in different universes. All of those beings I communicate with to bring you information that can assist you on your journey. I do it in this format, which is kind of like a classroom format on Monday nights. I do it in one on one coaching sessions, which you can sign up for on my website or on my link tree. My website is www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. You can find the website link, the link tree link, Instagram link, all that stuff in the description box, or not in the description box here on YouTube. It would be in the About section. Click on About, and you'll get all of that information as it pertains to me and how to get in touch with me and see kind of what I offer and if I have something that you may need. Okay. All right. So now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, let me tell you what we're going to talk about tonight. Last Monday, we were getting ready for the 2/22/22 shift, which was going to occur on Tuesday, the next day. We were getting ready. We were gearing up for it, right? Well, it has come and it has gone. And so, my lovelies, how has it affected you? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling out of alignment or out of balance? Yes, yes, and yes, probably, right? Nobody said this shifting stuff was going to be like peaches and cream, that it was going to be great. Never said that. Just said that there was going to be a change in your overall awareness and your energy. Okay. So let me first start by saying a lot of people sometimes wish they weren't as awakened and aware as they are. Some people wish they could go back to being asleep because being awake ain't all it's cracked up to be, right? You sometimes think, like, gosh, life was better when I didn't know what the heck was going on, right? That's what we kind of tell ourselves here and there when we start going through things and feeling things and realizing things and seeing things and having to change things. Then we don't want to be in the shift, right? But I want you to keep hold to the vision and the fact that everything is working for your highest good. It's all working out for your good. Always remember that no matter what you encounter, no matter the circumstance, it's always working out for your good. If you can always remember that, you can shift with a little more ease. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about feeling your emotions. You know, everybody's been talking about the Ukraine and Russia, right? As things happen on our planet, I want you to always remember that there's always a hidden agenda behind what you're seeing in front of you. Just like with when we had our COVID issue that was happening all across the world. Okay. There was a bigger hidden picture happening behind that whole thing. Same thing with Ukraine and Russia. Look at what you see in the mainstream media with these eyes. Okay. But then I want you to think of what's really going on with this eye. Okay. There's always this eye at work. But with this shift that we're in now, you are now conditioning yourself to use this one instead of these all the time. Your focus shifts. That's why we call it the shift, because your perception and your perspective now will shift because you're now aware. You're more aware than you've ever been in history. Okay. I want to tell you about some of the things that are going to be happening, okay, during this shift. I wrote them down because I want to make sure I say it and express it exactly the way um, I interpreted it as it was given to me. Okay. Your brain cells are going to undergo a rewiring. That's happening right now. You are naturally multidimensional. We know that. We did not come from here. You are naturally from different dimensions, different planes. We all coming to this earthly plane to have an experience. We're in earth school, so to speak. Okay. These changes that we're experiencing are allowing us to remain in our physical form, wear our physical uniform, this human body, while we are transmuting. Do you understand what that means? This shift and what's happening to us now, you used to weren't able to experience it until after you died and you left this physical body and got into your spirit body. You then were able to feel or to experience what it was like to be in your multidimensional self after you came out of this flesh. That's not the case now. Now you get to experience it while you're in the flesh. That's the miraculousness of this thing. That's the newness of this thing. We are now going to be able to experience what it's like to be a spiritual being in our human body. Never been done before on this planet. All right. So it means that Denise is asking, does this mean we will get downloads? Denise, you're already getting downloads. You've been getting them. Now you're just going to be aware that you're getting the downloads. That's the difference. Okay. So now that you're in your physical body, but you're going to be having experiences like you're a multi-dimensional being, you got to understand you have electrical frequencies downloading to you like instantaneously, like all the time. Since that 22222 portal, the opening has shifted. It's huge. The energy and frequency downloads are phenomenal. I'm wearing this band, you guys, on my head because my hair is thinning like crazy because of the downloads. Okay. You're going to experience physical changes. All right. In your physical body as well as your spirit body. These electrical frequencies are going to cause rhythmic changes in your heart. For some people, you will feel intense heartbeats. Others may feel um, dizziness and disorientation, and sometimes severe exhaustion. You have to understand when you get these downloads, just I want you guys to picture, if you will. Let's picture electrical currents. Let's just say that electrical currents that are coming down, penetrating your body. Your body can only withstand so much. So you're only going to get that we're only being given enough that will make changes in us and not kill us. Okay. So we're getting small amounts, but now these amounts are getting bigger. So the effects are being more um, apparent to us right now. Okay. I talked to you guys about thinning hair. That's one of the things you may experience. I talked to you guys last week about water, like being thirsty more. Your body, that's why I told you guys last week, start listening to your body because your body is going to be telling you what it needs during this period to get through this shift. All right. Always keep your focus on stabilizing yourself, staying in a place of grounding. Whenever you feel off or you feel not quite right, come back to your midline and your stable point of being. All right. Now, let's go back to rewiring our brain cells. Okay. I want you guys to understand we talked about the conditioning. You have been conditioned to think and see things from one perspective. You've seen it from generations before you because they've passed it down to you. That's why I explained to you guys that the ancestors are in full force right now. They are all here helping, cheering, guiding us all on because they didn't get to experience this while they were here. So they're helping the ones who are here now to get through this shift. I also told you guys that you said a comment. I thought you had a question. I also told you guys that during this shift, everybody is not going to participate. All right. Um, we got a long way to go in this shift. It's not going to happen overnight. It just is not. I told you guys that a lot of you chose to be here during this time. Well, you're going to be able to tell kind of who chose to be here or who's supposed to be here and who is not. Now, let me say it another way. You're going to be able to change these shifts and changes are going to reveal to you who is supposed to be incarnated here during this time and who is not. If you can't see that yet right now around you, you will see it with like humongous visual insight. I can see in my circle, family wise, like friend wise, co-worker wise, stranger on the street wise, you can tell, you'll be able to tell who is part or who incarnated here to assist with the shift and who is not. Now, you're probably thinking, well, people didn't choose to be here now, or people are not going to be assisting with the shift, then why are they here? Right? That's the question. Guess what? They probably won't be here after a while because this planet's vibration is going up and up and up and up and up in frequency. This energy grid is going up and up and up, this magnetic core on the earth, to where if you can't get in it, you won't be able to exist in it. Okay? So you're going to be watching and seeing the people who are moving in this shift and those who are not. Okay? That's the part you need to be aware of. Don't be afraid of it because what? We don't get afraid, we get aware, right? We don't do fear, we do awareness. And if we have to do fear, we do it for a moment. Then we pull back because we get into our awareness and then we can move through it. Because we know why? Fear is false evidence appearing real. It ain't real. But the human part of us will get the realness of it for a second. We'll take it for a second, get our awareness, and then we move right through it. Now, in the beginning, I asked you guys, I said, feeling anxious, feeling stressed, feeling out of balance. You're right on track if you are. I want you to understand anxiousness, stress, fear, out of balance, all of that, okay, is going to be hitting you during this shift. The Ukraine and Russia issue is hitting all of us all across the globe. Even though we may not be in the Ukraine and Russia, that energy is like a wave. That frequency is like a wave. It's vibrating all across the globe to hit all of us. We're all feeling the effects of Russia. Okay. We may not be there, but we're feeling their energy across the globe because why? We are one. We've always been one, but we're now more connected than ever. So if they are feeling anxiety, fear, and uncertainty, guess what? We will too, out of the blue. May not have anything to do with what's going on in your life right now, but you may feel what they're feeling because that frequency is shifting all across and hitting all of us. Feel it. Don't run from it. Feel it. And then sit with yourself and say, now, why am I feeling it? Because this doesn't seem to be happening in my life. That's not happening in my life. I shouldn't be feeling anxiousness. Oh, there's a global phenomenon going on right now, right? Because of Ukraine and Russia. Maybe that's why I'm feeling. Okay, let me feel through this. Let me send them love and light and let me move this anxiousness right on out of me. Okay? This is the bigger picture. The bigger picture is for you to feel your emotions. You have to be able to feel your emotions to really get through the shift. Now, sometimes your emotions are not yours. They don't come from you. They come from outside of you. So you're learning during this time how to identify what feelings are yours, what aren't yours, and then what to do with them once you get them. See, remember, you're always in earth school. You didn't come here, like I told you guys, you didn't come here to work, start a family, retire, go on vacation. And so that's what you were conditioned to believe you came here to do. You are here to advance your soul, to have this human experience and advance your soul. So everything that happens on this planet, the goal is to advance your soul. That's the whole point of it. Any and everything, any type of financial crisis happening in the world, any type of um, um, illness or disease that's happening in the world, any type of war, any type of anything that's happening, it's all designed to trigger different things in you to help advance your soul. Okay? Always remember earth school, spirit in a human body, earth school, everything around you. All right. So that anxiousness, that stress, that feeling out of balance, identify it first and then transmute it, meaning put it back out into the universe, push it off of you, but learn how to identify where it came from. That's going to be very important for you in this shift. Okay. All right. Hold on, you guys. I got to get a drink of water. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. A lot of you need to we're purging now. Let's talk about the purge because we got to purge our false identities. That's what's happening during this shift big time. Now that this portal is open, now you're going to be purging all things about you that are not true, all beliefs that you have that relate to you that are not true. All false identities are going to be purged during this time. So you're going to find yourself coming into a place of realization about any and everything. You may start realizing, hey, I've been drinking milkshakes every day. I don't really like milk. Milk doesn't really do well for me. It gives me diarrhea. Why am I drinking that? Let me stop. It's going to be things like that, not big things. You guys are thinking huge things like, oh, I need to change my job because it's making me feel not that. It doesn't have to be big things. It's going to be little things as well as big things. Every little thing that is a false realization for you is going to be brought into your awareness for you to purge it, like for you to be aware of it and then remove it. So you're going to find yourself in a place of change, serious change right now. That's why a lot of people don't like to be awakened because awakened, when you awake, it's all about changing a lot, realizing and changing. You realize and change. And change is not bad. We've been conditioned to feel that change is not a good thing. When actuality, it is. Change is everything. You really aren't living unless you're changing. If nothing's changing, you ain't living. If you ain't living, you're not maximizing your experience here. So not to say that those people who work on the same job for 30 and 40 years, who live in the same house for 30 or 40 years, and do the same things for years while they're here the entire time, that's been a lot of our conditioning to do that, to have stability and consistency. That's what we've been taught to do. But that's changing now. You can see that with the generations that have followed after that pattern. A lot of people don't stay on jobs, 20, 30 years anymore. People are switching. A lot of people don't stay in the same house. People are moving, changing states. Like our whole dynamic and evolvement is changing as a result of us changing from our new awareness, our new access to energy and frequency, and our ability now to realize that we are in charge of creating our life here on earth. We didn't used to know that. We didn't know that, but we're now understanding that. Okay. Now, Earth's frequency is high enough right now to where um, everything we do contributes to the frequency collectively. So, like our planet, you got to realize our planet in the midst of all the other planets. When we set out a frequency now collectively on Earth, we're sending frequency waves out now into the dimensions. They can now get our frequencies because the magnetic grid down here is so lit up with the energy that we are now transmitting to the collective, to other um, universes and dimensions. And so now what we do here on Earth is being watched like with a fine tooth comb because now we are like radiating frequency. So now it's like there other dimensional beings are going, okay, what are they doing? They're like, what's going on? They're transmuting this and they're transmuting that. And so now our goal is okay, now that we got your attention, now that we have the energy, now that we have the grid support to do this, we can start amplifying, magnifying, and we can start lighting it up in a higher frequency of being. We ain't been this high on earth. Remember, I told you guys a year ago when we first started this thing, we were third dimensional, baby. We were at the bottom of the totem pole. Nobody, if you wanted to come to earth, baby, this was like going to, I won't even use the reference of going to, but just say we were just low on the totem pole, okay? We were very low. But now we're starting to vibrate higher. And even the beings that are here on this earth now can't take this high vibration. They can't take it, y'all. A lot of beings are resisting it, and a lot of beings are starting to have not repercussions, but effects as a result of it. Now, I want to tell you guys something. This is my own personal theory. Now, you can quote me. You can say Dawn said, but I'm telling you now. This is my personal theory based on my experience and information that I've received telepathically and through downloads and how I interpreted it. Let me be clear on that. I mentioned to you guys last week, I said cancer is going to be on like steroids right now. We're going to be seeing a lot of people have cancer during this time. This is me. This is my feeling. I feel like that because cancer can be translated as toxins within the body. I say poison. Okay, that's the physical explanation. Spiritually, it is suppressed, lower vibrational circumstances and things that have not been um, you could say dealt with that have resulted in not only blockages in certain areas in the body as it relates to energy, but just overall kind of consumption of the spiritual body. With these frequencies and downloads that we're getting right now, okay, coming in high frequency, high vibration, those lower vibrational toxins are going to have to meet that high frequency at some point, and it's going to have to push it up and out or up to the surface to where it can show itself and not no longer be dormant, if that makes sense. I want you guys, I want to tell everybody this. Women, I want you to get mammograms now. Get them. Even if you ain't never got one, get one now. Men, get prostate exams. Okay. Everybody get colonoscopies right now. All of these preventative things that we do normally to detect the presence of cancer in certain body parts where they're more prevalent. Do it now. Do it as a preventative measure. Okay. Now, again, this is not a medical thing. I'm telling you guys, this is all spiritual. This is all based off of my interpretation of information downloaded to me and my understanding. But what can it hurt to do what I'm saying anyway as a preventative measure? I feel as if these frequencies are going to trigger these particular cells that may be active, but not active to the point where they're showing themselves. I feel like it's going to make it show themselves, but I feel like we need to be proactive at this time, okay? So I want you guys to do that, okay? And understand that. And I wouldn't speak to this if I wasn't experiencing it. I got two family members now with it. And these are two people that have had it already before, and now it's back. And so I'm really keeping my eye out on people who've had cancer already and now it's coming back again because I'm watching in my mind and I'm trying to see if the frequency shifts are activating or reactivating some of these dormant cells that have, been killed off or not killed off, but deadened, I should say, from previous chemos, radiations, or what. I'm watching. I'm watching. Now, I have a PhD. It is not in this. It is not in this, but the researcher in me is watching this from that perspective. And I'm also watching from the spiritual perspective because I know what I'm learning from that area. Okay. So I want all of you guys, mammograms, prostate exams, colonoscopies, get them. Get them, get them, especially if you're over 40. Let's get up on it and let's be aware because we never get afraid. We never have to be afraid if we are aware. And this is a preventative measure. I want to make sure I added that in tonight. I don't know if you'll hear any other spiritual teachers mention it, mention this like this, because we never want to evoke fear. And I never want you to be afraid, but I just want you to be aware. Okay. Nothing to be afraid of, just be aware of. Okay, this is my personal theory. Okay, now that we got that out, in addition to cancer, like because we talked, that's my thing, the cancer thing, but I want you guys to be aware of the physical changes. Some of you right now are battling with weight, as I am. I'm not battling with it. I'm kind of like easing into it now. You get close to a certain age, you have a certain expectation of what you want your body to be, but then the literature will tell you what your body is going to be based on your age. Well, look, we're not going to go about that. Don't That's not where we're going tonight. We're going to talk about how now, remember, you're conditioned to go with eat less, exercise, that whole regimen. That's been what we've gone by. Eat a certain number of calories, exercise, you lose weight. It's a little different now, you guys, because we're dealing with energy now. And so for some of you, it's going to be very difficult to lose weight because your body is trying to adapt to the downloads, the frequency downloads. So your body is kind of pushing back, like, wait a minute, I need this extra fat around here because I'm trying to keep you a little grounded. Because if you're not grounded, you might not feel as good as you do now. So your body is probably talking to you like, wait, hold on. You can exercise, but right now it might not show you what you wanted to because I'm trying to balance this intake of this frequency that I'm getting. So I want a lot of you, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged if you're having a hard time losing weight. This shift is playing with your body because again, you got this frequency, you got these electrical frequencies coming through you, and that's a lot for your body to withstand. So you may be retaining weight and water to help with this grounding and acceptance of this frequency change. Okay. For some of you, you may experience the opposite, which is weight loss, but probably not so much that as you will with keeping the weight on, excess on. You guys may be experiencing increases in appetite during this time because your body is trying to like compensate for all of the disruptions and changes that are happening from these downloads. So you may find yourself eating a little bit more. Um, it's okay, but just balance it out with making sure you got movement going with it too. Like, don't just eat and eat and eat more and just sit. Start getting out into nature and walking. That's going to help you transmute some of these frequencies and get all of this, your body to kind of handle it well because you're going out into nature, which is Earth's playground. You can kind of get yourself aligned just out in in the air and in the atmosphere. Okay. So just remember these new kind of quirky habits you're picking up may be linked to what you're experiencing from these downloads. Okay. All right. Um, in addition to that, I told you guys last week, we didn't talk about, you may now start to have allergies to certain things or not be able to tolerate certain things anymore because of the higher frequencies that are being given to us. You may have been someone who was able to eat cheese. You may have been able to eat cheese, but now you can't. It makes your stomach like make noises and cramp and do different things. Well, it's because your physical body and your light body are trying to get to know each other a little bit. They're trying to like merge and kind of come together so they can function. So in that process, it may disrupt your digestive system. So some of the foods that you've eaten before that you just can't tolerate anymore it may be temporary or it may be permanent that you won't be able to eat these things anymore. Like I am a chocolate person. Now, when I eat chocolate, my stomach gets in knots. It makes noises. I get diarrhea. Like, I just can't do it. And I keep trying, but I just can't. And I'm like, my spirit guys keep saying, girl, just stop. Like, find a substitute. And I just don't want to do it, but I got to do that because it is really wreaking havoc on me. Another thing that you may see, which I'm experiencing, is automatic like bowel movement. Like soon as you eat, it's got to come out. Soon as you eat, it's got to come out. That's because now your light body is getting to the point where it when it comes to digest. Now remember, light bodies are just that, light. Remember I told you guys, you usually didn't get to experience a light body till you die and you leave this physical body and you're in your light body. But when you die and you're in your light body, you don't need food. So your light body now is trying to adjust and like calibrate you, so to speak, with these frequencies. So when you eat, sometimes it'll come right back out. It'll come, and I don't mean right back out, like maybe 20 minutes later, you got to go to the bathroom. Like, not a bad thing all the time. It could be your light body, doing that. Now, let me caution you guys with something because I don't want you guys to use all of this as your primary means of taking care of your body. By all means, stay in tune with the medical aspects of your body. Okay. I can talk about these things the way I do as it relates to my body because I went through a phase about a year and a half ago where I was going through such an upheaval in my awakening. I went to the doctor and I had everything done. I had an EKG, I had a colonoscopy, I had like a chest x-ray, I had an MRI. I had all the tests done because, honey, I thought I was all disrupted. And they were like, we don't see anything, nothing, 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 nothing. So I know that the things I'm experiencing are shift related. Okay. I can rule out the medical stuff and know that it's all related to the shift. So I want you guys to remember that as well. If you have no other medical reason why any of this other stuff is happening, like the examples I'm giving you, it is more than likely related to the shift. Okay. Now, some people may eat and pass it right out because they have diverticulitis or they have irritable bowel syndrome or they have some diagnosed gastrointestinal issue. This isn't for you. This isn't information isn't pertaining to you. While some could believe that those um diagnoses are due to the shift, because I've had some people say that, like, I didn't have irritable bowel syndrome until, after these upgrades started happening. Okay, well, maybe it is because of the shift and you got it so bad that they diagnosed you with irritable bowel syndrome. But just be aware of these things that are happening in your body and when they start happening. Okay. So I know that mine are all shift related because I know when the shift comes and then I know what happens to me subsequently after that. All right. I just want to give you guys some things to look out for and some things that you can say, let me see if this is due to the shift or some other medical reason. All right. Okay. You with me so far, right? Everybody's with me. Let me see. I got any questions? So she says some this is all happening probably because the veil has been removed. Absolutely, it's because the veil has been removed. Because the veil has been removed is why we can get such higher frequency downloads. We couldn't get them with the veil in the way. So now that that's gone, we're getting all of this energy given to us. So that's absolutely correct. She also says it's like living a purposeful life. Absolutely. It's like living a purposeful life because you are now aware of your life and the part that you play in it and things that are happening in your life as it relates to seeing it through this eye and not these eyes. Okay. All right. Good input. Next, I want you guys to also understand that your physical and energetic body, your energetic and spiritual body is the same thing. I'm using those interchangeably, energetic and spiritual. Your physical and energetic body are being impacted because you have certain transmitters in your body that are awakening, all right, that have been dormant. So we talk about the chakras. You see those behind me, right? Those are always moving and shaking and flowing and vibrating and getting blocked and unblocked and all of that. We know about the chakras, but within them, we have strands of our DNA. Okay. We have strands that are now awakening. They were asleep for many, 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 many years. And so, because they were asleep, we weren't privy to a lot of information that relates to us or our planet or the plan that was going on or happening. Well, as these strands are activated, okay, because that's what's happening too. This is part of all that's happening in the shift. When these strands are activated, you start to receive revelation of many, many, many different things as it relates to you and your soul, your physical body, your energetic body. You're constantly getting all of this input as these strands are activated. Now, let's see how to put this because everybody's activation is different. Everybody's interpretation of information, everybody's speed of activation and level of activation is different. All of that is different with everybody. We are all activating at a different rate and we're all getting different information. We're all interpreting it differently. We're all on our own different plan, so to speak. And so you may get to a point in these activations where you start to get not frustrated, but you start to get to a point where you go, what is this all for? Because it's going to be coming at you kind of quick. Remember what I've explained to you guys time and time before. You are never alone. Okay? Never ever alone. You have a spiritual team around you at all times. You merely have to speak, request, and look and wait and believe the answers are coming. The veil is gone. There is nothing keeping you from receiving divine guidance now. There is nothing keeping you from transmuting and sharing divine information now. So when you ask for it, it's coming to you in record speed. Okay? I don't know how many of you guys have tried it out because I'm always stressing to you guys to try it. Ask a question. Ask it at the beginning of the day when you wake up. And before the day is over, you will get the answer. It will be given to you, it will be shown to you. You will get a knowing within you that it is the answer to your question. You merely have to do it. But for so many of us, So many of us, we are still in a state of fear and unknowing as it relates to that. We will not do that because in our minds we say, I don't know who's going to answer. I don't know who's giving me information. I don't know who I'm channeling when I do that. I don't know. Well, if you are comfortable talking to God, if you're comfortable talking to Jesus, if you're comfortable talking to Allah, if you're comfortable talking to Buddha, if you're comfortable talking to Krishna, talk to your being of light that you resonate with. You're still going to get the answer. You're still going to get the answer almost immediately. Same thought process. Ask at the beginning of the day, you'll have the answer by the end of the day. You merely have to ask and look and wait and be ready to receive the answer. And it's coming, it has to come. There is no veil. So use the assistance that you have during this shift. Many of you are having experiences that you need clarification on, you need confirmation on, you need answers regarding. Open your mouth and ask. Ask. I told you guys in the beginning, I'm the go between. I communicate with the spiritual realm and get information and I relay it to the physical realm. People like me are not going to be needed. We never were needed. But you've been conditioned to believe there has to be a go between you and the divine, the source, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, like anybody, you guys have always been taught to believe you got to have somebody, an intermediary. You are the connection. You've always been the connection. You've got to use it. Okay? It's who you are. You are made to do this. You are a multidimensional being who is created as a spirit. So you are more than able to communicate with the spiritual realm. Okay, questions. So for questions. Oh my goodness, 9:50. It's got to be one question in this house tonight. Come on. Okay. I want you guys, if you can, to not be distracted by your outer self, by what's going on outside of you. It's going to be so difficult to do that because we're trained to read the newspaper, watch the news, listen to the radio, talk, small talk to everybody. We're so conditioned to get outside stimuli like daily. You can get it, but now you're going to be learning how to get it and kind of maintain your flow in it while you're in it. All right. Now you should be really paying attention to the effects that outside stimuli is having on you and your well being. You're no longer in the midst of it or have to be in the midst of it. You can now start to make the necessary changes that you need to make to eliminate and push back all of the outside things that are not in agreement with you anymore. I had to stop listening to a certain radio station now because I realized it's nothing but mess. And I'm still in that mess when I turn the radio off. I had to pull back and unsubscribe or unfollow some people on Instagram because the posts, after I scan or scroll through and look at them, is still in my visual frame of being and it's kind of disrupting me. I had to put that out the way. I had to realize certain conversations with people I can't have or I have to keep to a minimum because it stays with me in my energy field and I have to try to transmute it. So you're going to start looking at the outside things that you now have to do like this and push away and back from you to keep you in the keep you shifting and keep you steady And it's okay. It's all right because that's the point where you are right now. So whenever you feel as if the outer is starting to interfere with the inner and where you are, make the adjustments almost instantly. Don't let it ride. Don't let it just keep going. Just make the changes immediately. Because when you change that immediately, you're changing and shifting your timeline on what you're doing in terms of your shift. So the smallest things may think are not affecting you, but they really are. So be mindful of even the small things. I had to walk my dog this morning a different way because the way that I go, it's too much in my head because the kids are going to school at that time. Then I got to worry about being on the other side of the street because my dog gets hyper when he sees kids. And in my head today, I said, why am I doing this? Go another direction. Don't go in the direction of the kids to the school. You go another direction. Simple as that. Change my whole energy field just by changing the direction. So those are the things you're going to start that are going to start coming into your awareness to make changes because all of these little things are adding up in the big scheme of things with keeping your alignment and keeping your frequency where you want it to be. Okay, so now is the time you're going to be alert and aware, and you're going to be making adjustments as needed. Okay, so we're in this shift. Okay, ain't nobody say it was going to be nice, y'all. We never said it was going to be nice and easy, but it's going to be life changing. So that's why we're in it because we are going to win it and we are going to move forward in what we came here to do for sure. Um, Denise says, like changing the dial, right? Absolutely. You're changing the frequency dial from where you were to another station. That's exactly what you're doing. And in the midst of changing stations, you're changing things that are no longer in alignment with you, that are causing you or helping you to go to that next station. You're not taking them with you to the next station. You're leaving them at the station that they were at initially. Okay. Any more questions? I want you guys to know that I appreciate those of you who gave me feedback about whether or not you want to see live readings again. I got quite a bit of yeses. I only got one no, actually, but everybody said yes. Now it's just a matter of me figuring out when I'm going to do it, and we'll do that. It's just that when I do those lives, I have to have people to participate, or you can't do live coaching sessions. So it's great to have people watching in the audience. We need that too. But we also need people who want to have the coaching sessions live, which was often difficult because some people felt uncomfortable, which I don't know why. It's not like I'm going to scare you or do anything like that, but I definitely understand the apprehension. So just want to build that up more before I started doing it again, because we need the participation in order to do it. Okay. Okay, I got a comment. It says, I've had a few things happen, like time was frozen twice for like 20 minutes. The other day, I saw a version of myself walking towards me. I heard conversations from another dimension. Perfect. You are so aware. If you know that all of those things happened, then guess what? Activation ready. You are activated and ready to receive these upgrades because you're becoming aware of what's happening in the world around you that is not seen or observed or experienced by mainstream. Those are the kind of things you'll get. Things where you go, what the heck, or huh, or what? All of those things that show you that you're shifting. Perfect. Love it. Love to hear that. Absolutely, positively great. For those of you who don't know, on March 12th, Saturday, March 12th, I'm offering a free 1 hour course that is going to be online. It is going to cover some things related to the shift. It's going to increase your awareness and get you ready in terms of what to look for during the shift, how to handle it, how to initiate some things as it relates to activation. It's going to cover a lot in that course, and it's going to be offered two times on the 12th at 1 o'clock and at 5 o'clock. And so, if you're interested, please go to my link tree, and you can find that in the About section on here on YouTube or on Instagram. You can just click on my link tree link in the bio and just sign up for the March 12th free session. It's free, so why not, right? If nothing else, just sit there and listen. I mean, won't kill you, right? But we'll be doing that March 12th, and I would love to have as many people as possible because it's going to be a good time. It's going to be informal. It's going to be fun. You'll like it. So make sure you look into that. And then I have one-on-one sessions that I'm doing now. I'm going to do them a little bit in March, a little bit, but I'm going to start pulling back on the one-on-one sessions. So I encourage you to try to book one now, even if you have to book it a little bit out because I'll be pulling back at some point, but that's available too. You can find that on my link tree, or you can go to my website, www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. She asked what time zone. The classes are at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on March 12th. And so just look into that. You got a lot of stuff going on. All right. So I hope that you guys will join me for anything or all things, whatever you need, and just embrace this time of the shift. Okay. It's going to seem a little crazy. It's going to seem a little weird, but it is such an exciting time that is happening. And these experiences are going to get just more and more. I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to say phenomenal because then you'll be like, oh, it's going to be great. But I don't know what they're going to be like. That's just it. It's the whole surprise thing of it because it's so new for us. It's never been done. And so we're all just literally going with the flow. And so it's a great experience. Okay. So we'll stick in here together. We'll get through it. Please continue to come back and join me on Monday nights, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have to see if I'll be here next Monday. I have something that may be happening next Monday. So not sure. And I think I'm going to be on a podcast this Wednesday, March 2nd. I will have that information on my Instagram as I get it or as it's available. So you guys can maybe watch me and support me on the podcast. So I'm looking forward to that. And so, if there are no more questions, no more questions, I'm going to let you guys go. Class is going to be dismissed. All right. No questions? All right. Thank you guys again for all of the donations that you give. They are so appreciated. Love, love, love you for that. And thank you for joining me on Monday. And please, please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my videos, y'all. Please give me a thumbs up. I need these thumbs ups. All right. Until next week, I will see you guys. You guys have a good night and enjoy. Bye bye.